Hallie Coleman, an outstanding teacher and coach for many years. He's going to take and do the last two. I was fully prepared, but he knows you guys better than I do. Come on up here, Charlie.
Thank you, Coach. It's kind of tough being the man that follows the man. I'm not going to use any words like precocious. Do you know what that means?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't.
That's how you were as a coach.
Okay. I'm very honored to be asked to introduce these next two Hall of Famers. Both of them are graduates of Bellevue High School, where I spent my career. First of all, first inductee is Hallie Booth. Hallie is a 1988 graduate of Bellevue High School. Hallie was the swimming team at Bellevue High School. I think she started elementary school actually, but was the high school swimming team. She was all conference 7 times, selected as all region 5 times. She actually qualified for the Olympic trials. Even to this day, she is a record holder in the 25-meter butterfly for the National YMCA League. She also served as a coach at Dixie Heights for the Colonels and was selected as Coach of the Year in the 1998-99 school year. Now we'll switch sports. She was also a tennis player at Bellevue High School, where she was all-region 3 times. She received a scholarship to Northern Kentucky University. She was offered one to Florida State University as well. One of her outstanding achievements, she started a program called First Serve, teaching tennis to underprivileged kids, and she did that for 8 years. I'm proud to say she's also a member of the Bellevue High School Hall of Fame, an inductee in 2007. Hallie Booth.
Hello. You wouldn't know, I know I'm working on it. You wouldn't know that I was a teacher and I have a teacher voice because you put me up in something like this and then I get nervous and I can't talk. I want to start off first by saying, and I want to take just a minute, and I know I have a time limit and I apologize, but there is a table of gentlemen here, including the one that just spoke to me, that I want to acknowledge because they gave so many years of their lives to students, to players, as well as coaches, as mentors. And I don't think that they fully understand the impact that they made on all of those students and all of those people that they came in contact with. And that is Charlie Coleman, Marty Mayer, Fred Benier, if you don't mind standing for 10 seconds because you deserve it, Steve Hutton, and Mike Swager. You guys were amazing. I want to thank Cupcake for having it here. If you don't know, my father was Will Hundemer. And Will Hundemer was inducted years and years and years ago down when it was at the Ludlow VFW. Nothing against it, but it was really dark and really small. And this is so much nicer, so thank you to Cupcake. I want to thank the board of directors. This is an absolute honor for me, one that I never thought. First of all, I'm a swimmer. It's kind of like track, and, females in track, swimmers, right? And so I really appreciate the honor, and I really appreciate the honor of being inducted into a group such as this in Northern Kentucky. I also want to thank the selection committee for allowing me to be a part of this with my father, my cousin Adrian Hundemer, my brother-in-law that's going in, as well as my husband, Jim Booth. This award is not just for me. This award is a combination of a lot of people that put a lot of life into what I wanted to do. They gave me their confidence, they gave me their spirit, and they gave me that push that I needed. It started out when I was young at a YMCA in Campbell County, and my coach, Coach Greg, saw something in me and pushed me to who I became as a swimmer. Coach Mike at the Marlins, who took this young lady that had an attitude and was really hard-headed and really focused me on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to accomplish in life and how to do it. I want to thank David Webb and Jerry Moore for letting the whole swim team of Bellevue High School come to Scott High School when needed, take over the pool, that was Elaine, and that was just me, so that I could have swimming practice. Back then, they were the only ones that had a pool, and when we couldn't make it to the Cincinnati Marlins, which was at Xavier High School, my dad would call them and they would let me come in and swim. So thank you to them. And thank you to Bill Dosh. If you didn't know Bill Dosh, he was the principal at the time at the high school, and he was my swim coach from grade 5 to my senior year. The joke of the matter is I was the only one in the entire state that had a coach that had no idea how to swim. If you put him in a pool, he would have drowned, and he would have told you that. But he had to be my coach on paper, so thank you to him for taking that time to spend with me, because he did have to show up at some meets, and he would be, don't ask me anything, just tell me what to do. And I'd be like, I got you. And thank you to all my teachers at Bellevue. When you're in a sport that you're the only one, somebody said to me the other day, so you really were the I in team, right? And I said, yes, I was. It was really nice that my teachers supported me when I went to state and when I went to the big meets, and really made myself feel like I was just as important as any other sport at Bellevue, so thank you. Thank you to Rob Harden, who took a broken swimmer who could not swim anymore because I had a shoulder injury that ended my career, 2 weeks through the Olympic trials, and everything was gone, and offered me a scholarship and worked with me to get me to where I was as a tennis player at Northern Kentucky University. I really appreciate that, and I had so much fun times. He taught me how to manage my time. He taught me how to communicate. See, back then we didn't have computers, so we couldn't submit things online. We had to actually think about when we were going to be out of town and communicate, like talking with our professors. But that's helped me a lot throughout my years in my career. I want to say thank you to Sally Ming, who was so hopeful that I would become a volleyball player for her, that she would just let me show up and play whenever I could, that I wasn't in swimming practice, in hopes that one of these days I would say, hey, Coach Ming, I've decided to give up swimming and I'm going to be a volleyball player now. And when I told her that that wasn't going to happen, she said, I'm so happy for you and I will support you along the way. I've so enjoyed coaching. Coaching to me is a way of giving back and a way of sharing what I have experienced growing up. I love teaching and coaching at Bellevue. I love the volleyball team, the tennis teams. I have been absolutely excited to watch those players that I had grow up to be wonderful adults, parents, and educators. I do have to tell you that there was one proud moment in my time, and sorry if there's any Fort Thomas people in here, but we went to the Highlands tournament in volleyball, and we were not supposed to win. They were the favorites, and we made it to the finals, and they had no idea what was coming at them. And as the last point went down, and we were the champions, the thrill of watching those players and their faces was worth every minute that I gave in the gym. Sorry, Fort Thomas. When I was at Dixie and I was the coach of Dixie Swimming, we were a group that no one had any idea what the potential was, because nobody really gave the time to give the swimmers what they needed. I came in and we worked with a group, and we brought up this group of swimmers that was amazing. And not only did we gain recognition in the Northern Kentucky area, but we also did at the state level. And I always say that being a coach, it's not about me, it's about them. And I did get the awards 2 years in a row as the Coach of the Year, but it was not for me. It was that team. That team also won the most spirit, the most camaraderie. They were the ones that propelled me into a better coach. And I loved every minute of it. Several of those swimmers went to the Olympic trials. Many of them made it to the top 24. That's a proud moment. We also had some that went to become UK cheerleaders. So we had kind of the best spectrum. Those are the moments in sports that I remember the most. Sports have taught me how to take the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's taught me how to take and learn that sometimes you have everything that you ever want and it's ripped away with you in a heartbeat and you have to pick up the pieces. I call it pivoting in life. In life, you have to pivot a lot. Things are thrown at you and you have to change. Last but not least, I want to thank my family. My father, who was my coach, my supporter. He was my starter, the turn judge. He was there every step of the way. Somehow my parents, we were not rich growing up, always got me what I needed in order to be who I was on the court and in the pool. My mom, who was there with all the warm towels, the snacks, the oranges, because that's all the swimmers ate, she thought was oranges, the cheering, the organizing of the trips, because there was a lot of them, and just being there to support me in those ups and downs. And my brother. Thank you for spending the time in places that was not your cup of tea. It was cold, it was wet, it was damp, it was loud. I could always count on you to be the one that I heard, to be the one that was there for me, to tell me to go faster, to yell at what lane was ahead of me if I didn't see it, to count my laps, and to be there in the end to tell me how good I did, even though you were not a sports person. You gave up many weekends, many nights, and many long, long times on the road. Making sandwiches in the back seat will always hold a dear special place in my heart with you. Thank you for always supporting me and being there. You make Mom and Dad so proud. And thank you to my husband, who always is proud of me and always makes me a better person. And it makes me feel like I'm the most special person on earth, and telling me that I deserve this honor and I should go forth and apply. I love you, and I'm proud to say that I'm in the same ring of honor as you. Thank you to all the other inductees. Congratulations, and I'm proud to be here. Thank you.